in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Welcome on in. How we all doing this week? Hopefully, you guys are having a great week, as always. If not, there's plenty of time to turn that around. It's only Wednesday. I had a coaching call last night with one of our BSC members, and it was a tough Monday, Tuesday. And the lesson is, it's only Tuesday. If it's been a rocky 2 days, you got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And you got next week, Monday, right? It doesn't all have to happen in a one great, beautiful week every single week. Just try to focus on the month. Finish this month strong. So if it's off to a rocky start, still plenty of time to correct that and have a great month. So let's do that, shall we? We got a full week of streams, full streams every day. So let's get that going, and we'll definitely finish this month strong. But we had what was it, PPI today? Yep. So PPI news came out. Mr. Bet on Yourself. There you go. Hell of a name. Bet on Yourself indeed. I wish you guys can see what I got coming in the mail. I think it's gonna come tomorrow, unfortunately. I'll post it on my stories because it's just spectacular. All-time great purchase. But that'll have to hold. Oh. But how we doing? So we just had the news rocket us to what? An all-time high. As I come on every morning saying I'm bullish because at any moment there's another new all-time high. So let's get into this, shall we? That's not the right one. What is that? All-time high. I try to say it every day that it's not like it's a guarantee it's going to happen. There's plenty of red days, but I'm leaning long until I'm really yelled at to short it because buyers are just here. So you just can't ignore that. It's finally gone. We had that VWAP anchored from the start of the month in August. So let's put that back on and we'll make that black so you guys can see that a little bit better. Notice how well we held that during the month of August. A push up. And these 5, maybe even 6 days of bearish, everyone freaking out saying, shit, there's the top. We're never going higher again. It settled here for 3 days. And then we got one bullish bar to just swallow up 4 days of down because the buyers are strong. It's really not like flushing lower like it did on these 2 days, right? Those are some bearish days. The other two, even these, right? It's moving lower, but not that much. And then we get back to another new all-time high. Pull back again, pin to the same VWAP. Now we have a new start of month VWAP in September. And since then, it's been nothing but up. We've had what? Since September? 2 red days, 5 bullish. Sure felt like a lot different than that. On the way up itself. Felt freaking ugly. But how we doing? Dow Jones looking up, yeah. Let's see what they all look like. Ew. That's exactly. Look at this clusterfuck of an asset. One bullish bar, and we've just been stuck in that range. But yeah, YM's close to an all-time high. See, this is when we all look back and we say we should be looking at YM. When we look at it like on the day-to-day on stream, we're like, oh shit, we should trade this. Like, this is really good. And then on the other days, it'll be this. Just pure absolute shit, if I had to be honest. Not my favorite asset, if you couldn't tell. NQ, all-time high. Same thing, consistent higher lows. I think you guys all know it's pretty bullish, but I just wanted to really drill it in your head on, like, you really got to be convinced to sell the S&P. Like, why are we selling it? Why are we going to move lower? Being below the New York VWAP for 20 minutes is not an answer because it's irrelevant. Why is this market going to move lower today? If there's no good answer, no good catalyst, no good thesis, it probably doesn't. So we keep on waiting for those longs to show up. I mean, that takes us even, take a look at yesterday's trade. Got smoked after. But you look at the longs, we're holding this previous day's New York view up twice. And you can see on the 15-minute all these pins that it was throwing, right? It was holding that previous day's New York. Just needs to get above that daily view up, that black one here, just being pinched, which are the toughest days to trade it, right? Are we going to hold that as resistance or hold this as support? Well, we're kind of doing both. So, like, what the fuck? Where are we going to go? And then we got a break above New York. That's the buy signal. It doesn't rip forever, but if you've seen Futures 2.0, which hopefully you have, it's available on AceFX TV, which anyone tuning in here can get their first month for absolutely free. Just go to AceFX TV. It's in the links in all my bios and all that. Use code FIRST. You could join today's live stream in about 40 minutes or so. You can see there's the trade yesterday that we're going over. And you get access to these 2 courses where I break down this strategy that if you're trading in mid-range, stop loss at the bottom of the range, exit at the top of the range. I don't care how good it looks. We're trading level to level. And unless we're outside of this range, then you can look to manage those trades differently. But for trading inside this 15-minute opening range, you got to play it level to level because it's a great area to induce amateurs to chase that. They get smoked. Look at the downside. Amateurs chase that. They get smoked. So you really want to be cautious around this opening range. But regardless, you probably saw the way the afternoon finished. It crawled right back up because it's not actually very bearish. Buyers stepped right back in. And look at it today. PPI came in, trying to hold us higher here, but it's an all-time high, folks. So can't ignore that. Not that we can't make money going lower, but the easy money would be to the upside. And you even look at it overnight, it was pointing towards longs anyways. From overnight, you had higher lows still. Higher lows above the overnight VWAP. You get a pullback to it, launch pad. So nice longs there. Ideally now, if we had the game plan the open in like 40 minutes or so, I'd like to see this come down a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't really want to long it up here. I'd rather long it at like 45. But another thing to look at, let's go to the 1 minute again. Now, it's not a foolproof plan, but ideally, the start of this news bar, you could even do the wick to the bottom, but the start of the news, right? That should not be taken out if we're going to hold up bullish, right? So could this be taken out? We still bounce off this overnight and move higher? Of course. It's not a guarantee. But just ideally, for buyers to maintain control with that big news push, they shouldn't come all the way back down. If they do, they do. We'll react. We'll adjust. We'll see what wants to happen at the open. But just ideally, we build higher lows anywhere within here before that. All right? Does that make sense? And if it breaks it, it breaks it. It could still hold this VWAP. So we can't rule out the longs if it does break it, right? It's not a one or the other. Just ideally, we stay above that. But I would like a lower buy price. And I think yesterday, let's take a look at yesterday's. The notes. The notes could be good. I had a YouTube video on this. Coach Fred, what's up? How are you? I had a YouTube video on this probably a while ago now. But one thing being, we're not actually bearish, like I just said yesterday. Ideally, we're still trying to hold up bullish. So we just went over this long here as it was holding that VWAP, gave a little pop. It's not like you were wrong on the longs overall, just clearly very early, and the timing and the price was just not it. But it flushes lower. So you could definitely try to make money in that move, for sure. I have that marked up as well. But then once you get to the next level, which is all-time high VWAP, I'm not going to just sell it again and predict it's going to break through it, especially when I see it hold it. So all these green circles, they're breaks of low a day VWAP, right? And again, I teach all of this in Futures 2.0. So if you guys all want to learn it, it's in there for free if you just use code FIRST. That would be the entry signal, especially looking bearish here on the 1 minute. We get a retest to New York VWAP, even another hold of it here, another hold of it, right? It's definitely trying to hold underneath that opening range low here in the horizontal line. And the VWAP, all right, sellers are holding in. And the break of low a day VWAP is the signal to sell it to go get that trend continuation. I always try to make that clear. It's a trend continuation play. The reason they don't work, this doesn't work, is probably because it's not trending bearish. So for trend to continue, it's actually going to move back higher, which it did. Right? So if we were actually bearish day yesterday, coming in today, still falling, lower highs and lower lows forever, for a while, let's go continue that some more. These would probably pay. But since it's not actually bearish, it made a bearish move and then returned to bullish. A low a day break for shorts isn't probably going to work. Right? If you didn't have this VWAP underneath, probably works. But now you have support. So the other thing to look at is whether that trend or not. Another key tip with the VWAP is just reading the strength of it. Right? Obviously, this one's pretty early on in the day in terms of this setup. Maybe even that one, because now you got it off New York and that break. This one's still not even bad either. I'd say those three, if you took those, fine, acceptable, great. Those look good. If you take that one, or especially this one, I think now you're playing with fire because you've now seen it fail to take that lower day view up and hold it 3-4 times. Sellers aren't very strong. They keep on trying to take this lower day view up, but what are they telling you? We can't. We're struggling to do so because every single time buyers pop them right back up. So just reading the view up rather than it's a magical line, what is it telling me? It's telling me sellers cannot take this thing. And on top of that, it's building these higher highs, higher lows. Or maybe these are higher lows, right? I said that's why for this last one specifically, you clearly have a higher high here from back here. So this would be the worst short because clearly you're moving higher at that point. But regardless, just reading the VWAP weakness. I had it up here on my YouTube. I think it was like 7 months ago. Let me go to popular. Yeah, because I had this weird thumbnail. I didn't make it. You look if you can see the blurriness of just the red circles I have in that picture. It's the same thing. Reading the weakness. People short that. The rest of the markup comes right back up. And it's the same idea. It looks like, it looks very bearish. But it's struggling to take that lower day view up. So listen to it. Don't just ignore it and say, yeah, but it's breaking that purple line, so I gotta sell it. I gotta sell it. No, you don't. No, you don't. What was the other one? This one was like right after that long we went over. This is out of Futures 2.0 as well. In terms of, like I said, don't take that first break open range low. Probably going to smoke you, induce a lot of amateurs. And then you see buyers actually do make a new high a day, but then they give that right back up and sellers take it back. And you get outside open range low and below New York. So now they can even just quantify it. And I hope all this makes sense. If not, talk to myself. Don't care. I'm fine. When you look at it on the day, who's been in control more? Probably sellers, right? The fact that we've made now like 2-3 attempts at this open range low and we're really taking it. And if you just look at the New York view up, we're below it for like 30-40 minutes, above it for 7, back below it for another 10-15. Like, it's been all sellers. Buyers gave an attempt at it for like 7 minutes. So if you take this short, I don't think you could hate it. And the most important thing, like we were saying, I think it's better on NQ, but regardless, we're playing probabilities. There's no certainty, especially when it's this choppy. The VWAP's not on here on this markup, but there is that support view up there, right? So this isn't like a guaranteed, take this short every single time. We're just reading price action, playing probabilities, right? If this loses, the best part about it is if we have a good stop loss, if this loses, it's making a new high a day. Okay, I no longer want to be short. At least I know that much. So now maybe I could look for cleaner longs, right? The worst thing to do, and this is what I think trips up most traders, is let's pretend we shorted it on the first break open range low, right? Stop loss right there. They get out. They got stopped out. Well, shit, but then it just left a pin and now it's back down here again. Let me short it again. They got stopped out again. And then maybe it gets below again and they short it again. Who the hell knows, right? But like getting stopped out before you're maybe actually wrong or told that, hey, you're probably wrong, that's the worst thing because then you're probably going to want to get back in. You might lose again. Where it's like, if I could short this, I mean, even picture if I long it here, right? If I long it here underneath New York and it makes a new low a day, get me out of that long. The longs make no sense if we're falling for a new high or a new low. Same thing with this short. If we're making a new high a day now, I don't want to be long. I don't want to be short. So now if it starts making higher highs and higher lows, I'll just react and try to make that money back. There's no, maybe I was wrong. Let me try that again. Or like, let me get right back in because I was just stopped out early. So no, I'm probably either right or wrong. And I prefer to be right or wrong. I hate being early. Obviously, it's going to happen. But just the worst thing of getting stopped out and then having to maybe get back in. Which one's this? So this is a short off of that New York view up. Kind of discussed that. It could win. I think Austin actually did take this, and classic Austin, he made money on it because what did he do? He just scalped it really quickly. Scalped it for like 4 points to that lower day view up because if it doesn't break, it comes right back up, right? It didn't break at the previous two. So he scalped it very quickly rather than saying, I'm short around New York. I need this thing to make a new low. No, I'll short it around New York. I'll scalp it down there a little bit. Give me 4 points. And it worked out best for him because it came back higher. But it's not a bad setup. Like it is off the view up. I think without that all-time high view up below us, that'd be an easy short and a clean short. And then you look at it today, that all-time high view up is gone because now we're at a new all-time high. What a day. Right, and that was just anchored to last Friday. You look at the big, what was that? That was on Friday? Yeah, the big sell-off on Friday. And then we just, so far this week, we've already recovered it all and made a new all-time high. But I will be fair. Let's throw in our daily view ups on just these both of these days. The black one. Monday ended like we're bullish now here on Wednesday morning pre-market all-time high. Okay, so then Monday and Tuesday must have been like clean bullish, right? Because I mean, fuck, we're way up here. But if you look at it, Monday popped higher, came back lower, and just chilled. And it wasn't until like the last hour where it just got back up. All right, so it wasn't really like actually clean bullish, although it eventually did so. And then you come into the next day, and it's like the same thing. This VWAP wants to load. Same thing, we actually moved below it. This is the short we were talking about. But what happened? It bounced off that all-time high VWAP and just recovered in the afternoon. So it's like, yeah, by the end of day, it's ending where it looks pretty and it looks like it makes sense. But navigating that choppiness and unknown is pretty fucking tough, as we just took a look at, right? Because we could easily look back and say, well, the 1 minute looked super bearish when it was flushing there. If you look back on like even just Friday's low or even just the previous, it's like, yeah, we're still trying to hold up higher lows. Here's another higher low, higher high. So now if we get longs today, where's that next higher low formed? Maybe the overnight VWAP, maybe above it. Who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? But yeah, I've had a great crowd on ASFX TV this week. And like I said, you guys can all get access to it for free. Just go over to ASFX TV. Just use code FIRST. I have the link in my Twitter, which is going to make it easier for you. If you go to the link in bio and click on that one, it's going to put the code in for you already. Right? I know some people were having questions with that last week, and I was showing you guys the best I could. That if you click on that, it's going to put the code in for you, make it nice and easy. You don't have to do anything else. All right? But we got a full week. We got Zarb coming on today. James is back. Randy will be on today. We got Lawrence and Tanner on Fridays. Plenty of guests. And actually, we had this. I'll show that in a little bit. But first, besides the ASFX TV, has anyone? I'm just curious. You don't have to buy them. You didn't have to buy them. Whatever. Has anyone bought the new Ignite AF accounts with Top One? These Ignite automatic fundings. There's only two of them, 25K and 50K, but I'm curious to hear your thoughts if anyone has bought them or has looked at them and read the rules, and what are your thoughts? Don't be shy. I want to know. So what are those? Those are 50% off, but the instant fundeds are 45. They're 40, but if you use code Evan, they're 45. I think for the most part, you'll always get an extra 5% off if you use my code. Just because I'm good luck for you, you know? But I have one. We'll test it out. It has the ESS score. I broke it all down yesterday on stream, pre-market, and at the open, so we're not going to probably do that again if we don't have to. The first two sellers that we taken out, we in a market which orders are wanting a price higher. Yeah, markets always want to go up, especially this asset. Especially when rate cuts are probably coming. CPI or PPI came out negative today. Inflation slowing maybe. But ideally, this is what we want. We want a little bit of a pullback. We don't really want to long it up here, like 55 at the top of that news bar. So if we can get closer to this overnight, a jillion YouTube videos on it. This is where I want to buy it. If we're going to be clean trend. And then actually today, it's not out yet, but today, we'll do it today. Today, I'm going to drop, I have a video on the new Ignite AF accounts, explaining the rules of it. So if you haven't read all the rules yet, what I'm asking, I'll break it down for you today. In today's YouTube video, that'll be at like 11 o'clock. So like 2 hours from now, make sure you check out that YouTube video. It's short, but I think everyone gets tripped up on that ESS score. So I'm just trying my best. The best way. I feel like it makes sense when I explain it, but it's not grasping. So you never know. And check out this graphic from the team this morning. You guys prepared for this? Yeah, we'll slide it over. What is going on here? James is Jewish all of a sudden. He's got a little necklace on. He's got a little ring. Do I get a ring? I got no ring. Austin's got a ring though. That's fucking stupid. But we look like the Men in Black. We can go fight some aliens or some shit, no? But for anyone, seriously, the Black Shirt Club probably does have like 2 spots in it. And you get these 3 fine fellas that are going to wash your memory with that flashy thing. But not going to be open for long. I mean, I'm pretty full. I know Austin may have some space. Oh, Austin's got some space. Someone go work with Austin. Austin's got a shit ton of space. What the hell is this? I'm almost full because it takes time. I'd love to take on like 60 people, but can't do that because you get a call every week. So we can't be doing 60 hours of calls every week with 60 people. So if you want to work with James or Austin, maybe potentially even myself, book a call with Austin. It's free. Check that out down below. It's always in my links as well. Just to see if you want to work with us in September, October, whenever. The good thing probably like, not that you can't start it now, because maybe I'll give you a 4th month free if you're one of the next ones to sign up. But if you start now, you're literally going to be trading into the end of the year with us. So lots of time around us. You get October, November, December, constant feedback, DRCs every day, group meetings, coaching calls every single week to really try to finish out the month strong. We got the boy Nick Jostin trying to push towards 1.5 million to finish the year. I want him to get it. I really want him to get it. I think he's at like 1.2 now, so 300 grand in the next 4 months. I think he could do that. Probably do that in a day. I think so. What advice can you give someone who trades Dow Jones? Don't do it. It's the best advice I can give you. Don't trade it. And wants to now trade NQ. If you're wanting to trade NQ over YM, I don't know how much. Have you traded futures? You keep calling it the Dow Jones, which it is, but the futures is YM. So I'm just curious, have you traded futures for a while? Or are you trying to do like the switch completely? But with NQ, not everyone even trades it on stream. I traded probably the heaviest. Well, first off, Zach does, Zarb. But in terms of like me, Austin, and James in the VWAP strategy, I definitely am the one that check out NQ more than him, but still heavily ES. So if you're choosing a hop from YM, my advice for anyone would probably go to ES, just because it's going to be slower, cleaner, right? Maybe a little bit more calmer for you guys. But if you want some of the volatility, I know a lot of people want the excitement and the volatility, then yeah, NQ will be your bet as well. But the best advice for anyone starting is just study it, watch it, learn how many points it normally likes to move, how big are the opening ranges, that like how big should my stops be. That I think my stops will be fine here. They're fine over there when I do it on YM. But man, it's really a lot more volatile over here. I want to give it a little bit extra space because I keep getting pinned out or whatever. And also the thing about YM, it acts on its own. So it moves nothing like ES and NQ for the most part, many of the days, because it's a whole different bucket of stocks. So like the whole market can be moving higher and YM can be dumping. So you got to know what stocks in YM are even moving lower. And half the time I have no idea. Home Depot, the fuck, I don't know. So know the asset you're trading, what stocks are in it that are moving it. That's why I look at NQ, because I watch Nvidia and Apple and the tech stocks. I'm like, yeah, if those are all moving higher, NQ looks bullish, that makes sense. We might go higher here, right? But if I'm looking at Apple's moving higher, doesn't mean YMs are going to move up. So like, what good did that analysis do me? You know what I mean? So I just say, study it, watch it, trade it a little bit, learn the way it behaves, keep checking in every day. Just like anything, it's just reps in the gym. And it's the same with people trade gold. People trade my VWAP strategy with gold. I don't do it. And I can't even speak that it does work on gold in terms of like, I don't know how much it works because I'm playing a bounce off of certain levels and certain VWAPs. Maybe they behave a little bit differently over there. It's a different asset, right? So you'd want to take what I say and teach in the Futures 2.0 and go say, let me go see if I could make this work on gold. It's not going to not work, but it may not be as fruitful or may not be as easy or whatever, you know? So you want to go check it out. Like, yeah, it doesn't really respect that open range high as much as Evan says on NQ. And that could be true. So maybe you don't want to trade off that one as much. Maybe you want to trade off of this, whatever. Or maybe you want to add this VWAP to it. Whole bunch of different things. Lucas, who tunes into the stream every day, he trades gold. He's on the West Coast. So, and he's been doing it since he joined the BSC, and he's been out of it for a while. We're getting a little bit of a pullback here. Not much. That was a big, hefty bar. That was like, what, 25-point news bar? Really all in 1 minute, but take what you can get. So we got the new YouTube video going out today. Like I said, always try to tune in to the streams if you can. Even if you join late, they're all recorded. If you want to see what trades we took or how we managed them. And then we'll have a full stream today. Zach will be on. We got Zach coming on at 11. Austin's going to fire us up at 9:25 at the open. I'll hop on there because I'm on here. And then James will tune in as well. And then same thing with Thursday. And then Fridays are shorter because if you're trading 2 o'clock on a Friday, you need professional help. Go enjoy your life. Go enjoy your weekend. If you didn't have a good Monday through Thursday and Friday morning, you're not going to turn the week around in the last 2 hours. Hate to break it to you. Or 9 times out of 10, you won't. But then that's really it for the news today. We have PPI, CPI again tomorrow. Well, today's Wednesday. Yeah, nothing else today. PPI tomorrow, or CPI tomorrow. Unemployment claims tomorrow. Friday, consumer sentiment. So there's a few more news this week, but in terms of the sessions, they're all going to be pre-market. So we should hopefully find some volatility here at the open, one way or another. What did we do on Monday? We streamed yesterday. Oh no, we didn't. We streamed on Monday. So you guys actually didn't see these. But look at this bad boy. Look at that bounce. Underneath New York, definitely tough long. But right off yesterday's New York view up, clearly holding a shelf. And this is at like 340. So in no world am I trading this with 20 minutes left in the day. But just got to mark them up when they're there, you know? The 15-minute, yeah, same thing. We woke up on stream. We were saying like we were opening up what, here? I'm like, yeah, I'm not really a seller. And like we take out these higher lows because, I mean, look at it from yesterday. It's still moving higher. So I'm like, I'm not really a seller until it cracks lower. It moved a little bit lower, but where did it stop? Right at that VWAP. Like it didn't really sell off. It was a bearish New York session, but like not just raining down money to the downside. It made a couple moves down there and just stopped. So that's why it's like just wait for the buyers to step back in. And then that's probably going to be the easier play. With this one. Is this not yesterday's trade? Holy shit. It's pretty identical in terms of it. This one's even a choppier open. Well, let's just call it more bearish because it definitely is, right? You have 2 breaks of the opening range low. But am I actually bearish? Chat? No. Good job. Proud of you. We're not actually bearish. So I don't want to be chasing those shorts, although it may be telling me, hey, lower highs and lower lows here. If it moves lower, oh, I missed it. But I didn't miss shit because it's not an easy short. Because let's see if we're actually going to be bearish today by sustaining and maintaining that move. Otherwise, buyers, I want them to step back in. They do, there's the break higher. And then you look at that markup, keep that fresh in your brain. So that was Monday. You look at yesterday's, well, today's Tuesday, dumbass. You look at yesterday's, yeah. Same shit. Moving lower. Am I actually bearish? No. So you wait for buyers to come in. But did this one rip all the way? No. It stopped at open range high and came right back down. This one pinned open range high. And then it continued a little bit higher. So like you're playing the same idea. One of them ripped a little bit cleaner. The other one did not. But it's the same trade. So like you got to be in that. And you got to manage it the same every time. Right? So I think just for the most part, I'm fine missing shorts. If it wants to move lower, fucking great. I don't care. Because if it is going to in fact be a bearish day, it normally moves pretty fast. I'll find something. But like I can't predict it's going to be a bearish day too soon. You know, like let's pretend it's 11 or 12 o'clock and we're still below New York, haven't even made a push higher. It might be bearish today. Definitely a possibility. But 30 minutes into the open and we're still above some VWAPs? No, it's too soon to say. And that's really all. That's the easiest way you could say it. It could be bearish. Too soon to say for sure. Right? When you come in on Friday, well, Friday was absurd. But you come in on Friday, it's pretty quickly you could tell it's going to be a bearish day. When you have the open flush lower, it's like, yeah, we took out that higher low. We took out the start of day. Yeah, this thing's bearish. All right, so we'll find shorts. But a lot of the days, it's too soon to know if it's going to be bearish. Let's even look at last week. It's like I repeat myself every day, but it's all good. You look at last week, the open was where? Bullish open, but it reversed. But are we actually bearish? Does that mean we're just flipping back bearish? No, we're still higher highs and higher lows. The buys come in. So that's actually probably even yesterday's YouTube video. Yes, sir. Look at the 15-minute, 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 15-minute. So if you haven't checked that out yet and you're getting beat up by trading against the trends because you're just too zoomed in on the 1 minute, I understand. It happens. But definitely tune into those. Got a YouTube video going up every single day, and they're short, they're sweet, but they're informative. They're lessons every single day. Let's see. Let's put a view up on our news. Did we hold that there? Buyers taking back the news VWAP. Heading back towards all-time highs as we have 10, 15 minutes until the open. All right. Looking low, like we said. We don't want this to be taken out. Ideally, the start of that news bar, that would be no bueno. And it doesn't look like it wants to. Get a little pullback, get a break above the news. Maybe more longs here. But we'll have a great day. We'll wait for the first 15 minutes to be set, the opening range, right? It can be easy to want to jump into the longs at the open, and they might just rip. And then you put a news view up on NQ, cutting back above it. Hopefully it's a nice bullish day. It hasn't been the most, obviously a lot of this is easy to say in hindsight, but I'd say 92% of the lessons I spew out of my mouth were in real time. Of like, no, that's what I was thinking while it was happening. And then there's the other 8 where it's like, it's so easy now to look back and say, look how fucking bullish, probably like you look at, well, I didn't say it, so I guess not. But like in hindsight, this is an easy long, that last one, or a terrible short. In hindsight, yeah. But there's a chance it could have fallen somehow. But for the most part, it's like, yeah, you look at all this weakness, it's a safe bet to say that's not a great short because it's just really struggling with the lower day, right? So I'd say 92% good lessons, 8% hindsight, as we all do. I appreciate you guys hanging with me pre-market. We'll see what we can find today. Austin's going to kick off stream in about 10 minutes or so. So like I said, make sure you start your trial over there. Absolutely free for the first month. It used to be like a 3-day trial. Clearly not enough time, right? Because maybe you miss a stream or you want to see, or maybe we have a terrible stream. But like, fuck, we got beat up. That ain't a good look. But you tune in for a month. You'll be very pleased with it. You'll want to stay, especially when you go through the 2 courses. Austin did an update to the Futures 101. So if you've never traded futures or you're dipping your toes in, this one's you. That's your strategy. Not your strategy, that's your playbook. If you are trading futures, this is my strategy. More in depth, more advanced, where the Futures 101 is like talking like, what is risk? Like, how do I calculate that? How do I put trades on, literally? And how do I do a markup? Right? So a little bit more beginner here, but if you don't know it, definitely tune into that. And then if you understand that, this is the strategy. Zach has a strategy on the way. He's got a course coming, and he's fucking crushing it. That's going to be more ICT based. He's our ICT trader. So if you're more interested in that, you don't want to trade my VWAP, it's all right. Tune into Zach's. But that's not out yet. Probably October. And I'm doing an update to mine as well before end of year. So lots coming. You don't want to miss it. But we're just still climbing higher here. Whatever. But any last call, questions, concerns? Got the top 1 sale ending on, I don't know. Look at these gentlemen. Look at these guys. I don't know. Does it say when? I don't know. But either way, if you need a top 1 account, I'm still trading the instant fundeds, the regulars, most popular. I have an Ignite AF, but I'm still trading these copy traded, trying to get those more important ones. But to each their own. I have the video coming out today on it, breaking down the rules more in depth, the ESS score, my thoughts on it, pros and cons, who it may be for, because it's 300 of you in here and you're all in a different spot, different experience, different risk tolerance, different finances as well. So not every account fits all. Some are going to enjoy others. I mean, look at all the firms out there. Even I didn't like the Sim Pros here because of the intraday trailing drawdown. Some people don't give a shit about that. They're fine with that. Great, trade it. That's for you. That ain't for me. And then some people say, yeah, no, I like the end of day. All right, rip it then. Everyone's different. So that's really the whole point of it. But I'm giving you all my opinions on both sides of it, and then you can come up to your own conclusion on, yeah, you know what, that sounds more like me. Like, I like that one better too. And then you rock with that. All right. But either way, check out that sale while it's still going. You can copy trade 6 of the Ignites, but I'm not going to spoil the whole YouTube video. That's coming out at 11. So make sure you check that out. The link's always down below. But let's have a great day, shall we? Hopefully longs are in. We're at a new all-time high if we can get back above 65. that news pin. But regardless, it's a bullish day right now. Let's not predict the shorts. Or even if it comes in short, it could definitely slow at that overnight and we can still find more longs back up. For me to really want to sell it, probably have to get like into like 35. Just, like break that news candle like I'm saying. If it can't break 40 here, I don't think it wants to come lower, especially with it being bullish now, even carrying into the open. So keep the long bias, but keep that strong opinion loosely. If you tune in at 11 o'clock and we're down here, don't keep the long bias, react to what it's telling you. But I try to honestly go into the markets unbiased, but it's tough to when it's this bullish, right? Because many times I'll be bearish for some reason and it actually goes back higher. I'm bullish and it comes down. So it's kind of irrelevant. Let's see what the open wants to do. I'm more bullish than bearish. So let's see if we get the open to match that. And if it does, great, we'll find a trade. If not, we'll wait for maybe that bullish bias to come back in. Doesn't mean I'll switch to the shorts. But regardless, let's all hop over to Apex TV. Austin's already starting it up. Adelina, first one in there. There's Randy Johnson. We have Hall of Fame pitchers in our stream. That's insane. I hope he's enjoying retirement. And I hope you guys all know ball that you know who Randy Johnson is. All right. Happy Wednesday, folks. Trade safe, trade smart. Play for the end of the month. I want you all to keep these accounts that you end up buying this week with code Evan. Don't buy them again because you don't need to, because you're going to keep them all until the 30th. And then we'll judge it off of that, right? Don't just burn them in 2 days. Don't buy it on Wednesday. Buy another one on Friday. Keep them. Let's keep these things. There's a 10,000 plus payout for the people that bought the set that you can copy 5 of them. If you even have 350Ks, there's $7,500 waiting for you. Why rush it? If it takes you 3 weeks to go get that, we'll live with that. It costs you probably $900 to get those 3 accounts. Let's put some respect on it and keep it slowly churning, slowly work our way up there. Right? It doesn't have to be in a day or 2 weeks. Just keep on playing. All right? So limit the red. Let's have a great green day. Let's have a great stream, and I'll see you guys on there in a couple minutes, all right? Check out the links below if you want to join. And I'll be back here pre-market probably on Friday and off the week strong, all right? See you later.